Elvis is back in Viva Las Vegas. And no, he is not at the Westgate Resort. He is in my house. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Bricks and Toys. That's Toys with a Z. My name is Brandon. And today's build is super special. And here's the little story that I have on it. When I discovered this set, I was nothing but a hound dog trying to find it. But realizing that it already retired in December 2022, I was left at the Heartbreak Hotel. Then after a little less conversation, I learned about my local bookstore selling retired sets. Unfortunately, this build left me crying at the chapel, or better put, at the local bookstore, because I left empty-handed. By the time I realized it was now or never, the bookstore already sold out of these amazing Elvis art sets that I have right here. And that is the art set 31204 with 3,445 pieces. I was able to find one of those bookstores in Arizona where my mom was visiting, and we were able to locate one. Suspicious minds had plans for 3. So this left me on eBay begging sellers to not be cruel and not ask too much for the other 2 sets that I was looking for, because the prices were so high on these eBay sets that I would have to rob a bank, and that would leave me doing the jailhouse rock. But my mom is a hard-headed woman who very deeply loves this big old hunk of love, and ordered these 2 remaining sets with burning love. Now I have all 3 sets, and I am realizing this build will be over 10,000 pieces. And that could be a devil in disguise. And I am praying that this build don't leave me all shook up. No matter what, these sets will never be sold or returned to sender. So it is going to be my good luck charm here in the studio for a fool such as I. I doubt I will get this done in one night, but instead be done over several nights where I am a lonesome that night. There will be no time lapse, such this is a long build. So up next, we're gonna do the build and then come back and review this teddy bear. Let's check out the box. So this is just a quick glance inside of the box. Here we have the man himself, Mr. Presley. This seems to be the basic build booklet for one of the 3, which we are not doing. And we have all of the dots. And I'm going to guess over here we have the framing. Yes, we do. And in here we probably have more framing. Yes, that is true. So not a lot to one of these. As I said, I have 3 of these sets. Here. And we're going to make about a 10,000 piece portrait. So without further ado, let's come back and review this when it's all built. And as Elvis would do, his little karate kick, he's gonna go, hot chop! Oh! Being like Elvis is extremely dangerous. You may not want to do that at home or ever. To the review. So here is the review of the king of motherfrickin' rock and roll, Elvis. Man, this is awesome. Like, there's not really a lot to, like, you know, turn on a turnstile. It's just a flat picture. So this general tour review segment, it'll be pretty short and sweet. You can see how the framing is done. Really cool. You can see all the little tile pieces. Super cool, guys. What I did find surprising, I will talk about right after this little clip of just overall checking this out. I really want to give you guys a full, slow chance to really take all of this in. It is 27 squares at 16 by 16. It's basically 9 down of a 16 by 16 tile and 3 across, if I'm not mistaken. Because 3 times 9 would be 27. So yes. So yep, that's the King of Rock and Roll. Now let's stand with them and do some final thoughts. Okay, so for this build, it took 3 boxes, my fingers are weird today, to make this full-size build. Now this is one that's not easily advertised. There's not a lot of information on it, but it is called the Lego Elvis Ultimate Art. And it takes 3 boxes, but do not let that fool you. It is not every single piece of those 3 boxes makes him. Now this is where a lot of people that have done this, they don't talk about it. And I found that frustrating because when I was researching this, I was curious, is this a 10,000 piece build almost? Or is it less? What is it? So when I did this build, I kept track of leftovers, I kept track of numbers, and I have an actual piece count. Yes, if you are interested in this build and you want a piece count, I have a legitimate piece count that I did to end all of the questions that, you know, if anybody's wondering, that's the piece count. And what that piece count is 7,322 pieces. And that is where this comes in as the extra. Now I wrote on this bag that 3,013 pieces are left over out of all of these pieces. And what you get left over is, for one, you get a lot of dots left. I don't know if you can see that, but you do have a lot left. And the good thing is besides the skin tone, you have a lot of like nougat brown, reddish brown, reds, blues. But those brown and nougat colors are excellent for my Lego city. Those reddish brown tiles will do good for making pathways in the forest of the Lego city. Now it did come up with some extra separators and extra bricks and the little Elvis plaques. So you get a couple extra of those. You do get some extra of the 1 by looks like 6 plates and bigger, and some of the finishing plates. So you do get a lot of extra plates, which is good. And they're in black, so you know, black plates are always in demand. And you know, same thing, more plates and more tiles. You know, square tiles, you do get a lot of leftovers of those. And then you get these weird little Technic pieces of the 1 by 2 brick with the friction pin built in. So that's the 3,000 pieces that we have left. So I will definitely be holding on to those, put those over in my storage, because like I said, those will be going over into the Lego City. Now let's put them up here next to me. And now you can really see by me and my buddy here hanging out that they got this almost to scale, you know, from person to person. Like maybe a little bit bigger, maybe it's because my table's taller, you know, maybe. But looking at this, filming it to you with the camera, I feel like I'm chilling with the king. but I did the ultimate art because I love how this looks like classic, maybe late 50s Elvis, where he's wearing the nice blue suit and he's playing his acoustic guitar. You know, when I see this, I just think of, you know, That's All Right Mama and, you know, Blue Suede Shoes and that era of Elvis. I am a huge music fan, and that's why this build was so important to me. I grew up and Elvis was a background player in all of our music systems growing up. My mom was infatuated with this dude when she was growing up in the late 60s and 70s. So there is a heavy Elvis influence in my life, and because of my mom, I kind of tuned it out like you would, like most kids would. And when Baz Luhrmann's Elvis movie came out, I learned a lot, and I learned about a lot of his demise and the things that really hurt him as an artist. And it was at that point I was like, okay, you know what? Back off. You know, your mom constantly playing Elvis. You know, ignore that, because this guy, he did a lot. He may have never written the songs that he performed, and there's a lot of controversies about race, which was common at the time. But this guy, he literally took everybody's good nature, and he only saw the good nature in people. And that's why he met his demise, because someone, which is the Colonel, took advantage of him. And it's really unfortunate to see that. And I never knew. I thought he was just like any other musical artist who is self-powered. No, he had a guy pushing him until, you know, he died. He took so much drugs, he plugged himself up and had a heart attack. I mean, that's tragic. You know, and that's because Elvis was the type of guy that literally took you for your good nature. And yeah. Super interesting stuff. I could talk about Elvis all day now because of that movie and really getting my eyes opened to what my mom already knew all those years growing up. Sometimes the music that our parents listened to and drove us nuts as kids, maybe there's a reason our parents listened to that music. My good friend over here is an example of that. So that wraps up this video. I really hope you kind of like the corny intro. That intro was super hard for me to make. I knew the songs, I just didn't know how to remember them to put them all in, so I kind of had to read it off. So yeah, and then the Elvis kick, that was an accident. I didn't really expect to hit anything, and let alone break my water bottle by accident. But you know, imagine. It's a good thing that Elvis had all the stage at the Hilton, which is now the Westgate here in Vegas, to do all that stuff. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. This video means a lot to me because this is my mom's dude. She loves him, and because of the movie, I now see beyond beyond that fact of this is an annoying singer my mom liked, and I see now into who he is. So on that, I hope you all have a good one. Like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.